ups and downs, right? It is a part of the little steps, but still continuing on. Let me explain and take you a step further. Yesterday I talked about David, I talked about Elisha, but I also want to tell you about Elijah. And again, I've shared this story so many times, and talked about it, but we understand that Elijah had just called down fire from heaven, that had consumed the altar that was drenched with water, and it lapped up all of the water that was in the trench around the burnt sacrifice. And then he turned around, he killed all the prophets of Baal. Then, in addition to all that, like there was so much that had happened with Elijah, right? And he had said, Lord, it's enough, right? Because let me just say, after he killed all the prophets of Baal, we understand that what's her name, Jezebel, I believe it was, told him, look, if I don't make your life like one of these, yeah, it was Jezebel, prophets of Baal, by this time tomorrow, then you know whatever, right? So she basically threatened his life. And in the midst of all this, Elijah says, Lord, it's too much. I'm done. I can't do this no more. But I want to show you, and I want to take you on a journey, right? And show you little steps. I showed you how the little steps of Elijah getting up every day, doing the necessary things for him to be able to, uh, continue on with life, right? Uh, he got up, and he Elijah was still working in the fields and doing all that till one day, what he was told to do, what he knew to do, met up with his purpose in life, and he killed the ox, and he broke, the plow and everything, and made a sacrifice unto God right there in that place, as and said, I'm done with this. Now let me move on towards destiny, right? And I showed you how it was little steps that got him there. Little steps of just saying, you know what, I've got to continue on. I can't quit. I've got to keep showing up. I've got to keep doing the job that I've been placed here to do. And I know somebody can relate to wanting to quit, to wanting to give up, but yet saying, you know what? No, I've got a job to go work, and I'm going to continue to work that job until my breakthrough comes. I'm going to continue to work that job until things turn around for me, right? But let's look back at Elijah. As we look at Elijah and we begin to understand and realize the story, and really take in the full scope of the story with Elijah, Elijah found himself in a place where he had said, Lord, I'm done. I've worked hard. I'm tired. I'm ready to quit. And he said, Lord, take my life because it's enough. And I want you to see how little steps led to him getting some relief, led to him getting some breakthrough, led to him getting some help. And see, I want to encourage you because, see, for somebody, see, I've got to talk about little steps making big differences. You see, Elijah opened up his mouth, right? He opened up his mouth and he told the Lord right where he was. He told the Lord everything that was going on with him. And he said, Lord, not that God didn't know, but he just let God know how frustrated he was. Have you ever stopped and let God know just how frustrated you are? Have you ever stopped and just told God, God, look, I'm tired. I done worked. I done, I need a break. Have you ever just talked to the Lord in those sort of terms? When Elijah talked to God in those terms, what happened? God sent him some help through Elisha. He sent him somebody who would take up the mantle. He sent him somebody who would walk with him, who could understand him a little bit better, somebody who could help him along in his journey. Not that he didn't already have servants and other folks who were with him, but now this was somebody who would pick up right where he would leave off, and who could walk in his shoes and try to feel his shoes and understand him better. Friends, I shared with you all yesterday during our man to man segment. I shared with you all that sometimes men just need a safe place, a safe harbor, a place where they can share everything that's kind of going on in their life, where they can share everything that's happening. And I thank God that when Elijah needed it most, all he had to do was cry out to the Lord and say, Lord, it's enough. I'm done. But I thank God that God didn't give him what he asked for, but God knew exactly what he needed. And friends, it's little steps like that. It's little steps like just calling out to the Lord and saying, Lord, help me. Lord, I'm overwhelmed. Lord, I've got too much going on. It's little steps like that that get you to the place to where now you say, okay, God, I see what you're doing here. It's little steps like that that get you to a place to where you can say, okay, God, I thank you because when I needed you most, you came through for me. When I needed you most, you opened up doors for me. Friends, I want to encourage you if you're feeling burnt out, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you feel like you just don't know what to do, what's next, what step to take, I want to encourage you. Take the little steps. Begin to talk with God. Begin to find somebody who you can lean on, who you can depend on, who you can talk to, who can understand you. It's all about little steps. You see, friends, the Bible is filled with stories and folks who did big steps, who took big steps, and who did big things. But can I just help you today, help you to realize, help you to know, help you to see that if you could just take little steps, little steps like getting up every day and continuing on even when you don't want to. It's little steps, right? Like just saying, Lord, I need some help. I'm overwhelmed. I'm tired. It's little steps that make big differences. Little steps, right? So I want to take you again. I want to take you again to the Word of God, right? And I'm showing you all of these folks, all of these people who big differences were made in their lives, and not just in their lives, but as a result of the difference that was made in their lives, there were big differences made in other folks' lives, right? But it all started with little steps. There's another individual who made little steps, right? He made some little steps. And you say, well, brother preacher, who you talking about there? I want to take you to let's go to First Chronicles chapter 4. First Chronicles chapter 4. And when you get to First Chronicles chapter 4, I want to show you all of this in First Chronicles. As a matter of fact, as you continue reading, or as you read First Chronicles, all it is talking about the lineage and the family of Judah. But as you get right partway through chapter 4, right around verse number 9. All before this, right? All before chapter or verse 9 rather of chapter 4 of First Chronicles, it is just saying that this person begat this person and this one begat the other one and that one begat another one and it was just a whole lot of begats. But can I just show you small steps? Can I just take you to a place where you begin to realize that the everyday steps that you take, that can I show you a place where or what it looks like when you get into a position and you begin to understand that every move that you make is a small step. It's a small step. It's a small step, but it's gonna make big differences. I remember the saying. I remember the saying that says a journey of 1,000 miles starts with just one step. Right? And friends, I know this to be true. I know it to be true. You see, here's the thing. I'm trying to help somebody to understand process. I know that's 2 years ago, right? 2 years ago, I taught a sermon or a series entitled Promise, Process, Purpose. I think it was a year, 2 years ago, right? But what I want you to begin to see and I want you to know and to realize is that we can only get to promise. We can only get to what God has for us and to where we're supposed to be if we can allow ourselves to go through process. And so he takes us through process. And the process is nothing but a series of small steps. So now we're in First Chronicles chapter 4, looking at verse number 9. Again, all before then, it's just laying out the lineage, right? But then you get to verse number 9, and it says this: Now Jabez was more honorable than his brothers, and his mother called his name Jabez, saying, Because I bore him in pain. So already, again, we see something here. We see one verse is dedicated to a man named Jabez, and it begins to tell us about the story of Jabez. And I want somebody to see here it becomes Jabez's small steps. Already, we've seen one step that Jabez was more honorable, right? He was more honorable. But then look at the next thing. It says, But Jabez called on the Lord, on the God of Israel, rather, saying, Oh, that you would bless me indeed and enlarge my territory, that your hand would be on me, and that you would keep me from evil, that I may not cause pain. But what does it say right there? So God granted his request. Friends, I want to encourage you. I want to encourage you and let you know that it's small steps. It's small steps. We've got to begin to take the small steps. I've said it before. I'll say it again. One of my favorite old school songs was Now Let Us Have a Little Talk with Jesus. Let us tell him all about our troubles. He'll answer by and by. I know, right, that a prayer wheel is turning and I feel a little fire burning. Just a little talk with Jesus makes it all right. Friends, we've got to begin to take the small steps, because small steps make big differences. They make big differences. I want to encourage, maybe there's a man out there, you feeling tired, you feeling, ready, overwhelmed, be ready to throw in the towel, ready to quit, ready to give up. Small steps. Just keep showing up. Just keep being there. Just keep doing what you know you've got to do, because small steps make big differences. One day you'll look up, you'll see, and you'll realize that your family is all right, that the children are good, the wife is happy, and that your family it's small steps. It's going to make big differences. Friends, I want to take us a step further. See, I want to take us a step further, and I've got to close this for today. But tomorrow, I want us to pick this up. And I want to take us, because see, I even talked a little bit about David on yesterday. I've dealt with Elijah and Elisha. I've even showed you Jabez, right? I want to show you some other small steps. I want to show you how just simply showing up, how just simply being there and doing the job that God has placed you on, the job that God knows exactly where you are, right? Elohim knows exactly where you are and what's going on. He knows how to find you, where to find you. So I want to take you tomorrow, and I want to show you some other folks who, just because of small steps, big differences were made in their life. All right? All right, friends. All right. Well, listen. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, you can always email me at shabachradio935@gmail.com. Again, that's shabakradio, SHABACHRADIO 935@gmail.com. Or you can text me right here at the station. You can text me 337-404-5818. Again, that's 337-404-5818. All right. Not only can you text me, but you can find me on Facebook. On Facebook, I am James W. Chavis. I'm also live on that page right now. I'm live on my Instagram page as James W. Chavis right now. So you can find me across the board on social media as James W. Chavis. All right. Friends, I pray that this word of encouragement has been a blessing to you. But again, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, any of that, or feedback of any sort, give me a call or text me rather, 337-404-5818. Email me, ShabakRadio935 at gmail.com, or find me on Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. James W. James. All right? All right, friends. Well, let's go ahead and get right back into the music. All right? And I want to play this song. It's by Nivea Ford Nation. Nivea Ford Nation, and simply entitled Walk With Me, right here on the I Am Encouraged radio show on 93.5 KPPM, King Power, Praise, Music, and Shabbat Radio.